And once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke and Zach Roseman along with you as we get you set for game number 2 in the quarterfinals today between Belleville East and Lincoln. Belleville East got to this point after defeating Decatur MacArthur yesterday by a score of 63-57, and the Lincoln Railers got past the Triad Knights yesterday by a score of 52-36 for Lincoln. They got 18 points from Will Ewald in yesterday's win over Triad to lead the team. Also in the double digits was Landon Hollinger, who had 11 points in that win for Belleville East. Well, Eric Wade set a new Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Tournament record on the rebounding side. He broke a record that stood just for a few years, 20 rebounds per game. He broke it with 21. He ended up with 22 rebounds in that win yesterday over Decatur MacArthur. So watch out for Eric Wade on the boards, and the leading scorer for Belleville East was Braxton Stacker in yesterday's game with 22 points, with 3 Lancers ended up in double digits, with Ethan Brown knocking down 15 and Eric Wade getting that double-double with 12 points to go along with his 22 rebounds. So we'll look for more of that from Eric Wade today as they get ready to take on Lincoln. Starting lineups are being announced right now, and it's the same starting 5 for both teams. For Lincoln, Will Ewald will be on the floor along with Cameron Whiteman, Dylan Singleton, Landon Hullinger, and Caden Froby. For Belleville East, the aforementioned Braxton Stacker will be joined on the floor by Ryan Stevenson, Ethan Brown, Jordan Pickett, and Eric Wade. Should be another fun affair after the first quarterfinal went to Mundelein by a score of 55-51 over O'Fallon. I just realized we don't have a lunch break.
No, we
got
don't.
Games at 9, 10:30, 12, and 1:30, and then we get a break. That game should end, that 1:30 game should end about 3 o'clock, and then the next game will be the 5 o'clock game, which will feature O'Fallon and the loser of this one. We got cheerleaders for Belleville East here.
One of the few, something we discussed earlier, one of the few teams that did bring their cheerleaders. I believe the only other one was, well, besides Collinsville, was Springfield Southeast, I believe.
Right. So Lincoln getting ready to take on Belleville East. Lancers are coached by Jeff Creek, and Lincoln by the venerable Neil Alexander, who seems like he's been a part of this basketball program since the 40s.
Well,
close.
It's 1990, I believe, was his first year in Lincoln.
Well, with that 55-51 win for Mundelein over O'Fallon, that means that 6 of our first 9 games have been decided by 6 points or less. So we have had some pretty close affairs here already in this 36th edition of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. And we'll look for another one here. The Lincoln Railers, of course, are the team in red. They have the big black numbers on the backs of their jerseys and the fronts. They have the word Lincoln written across the fronts of their jerseys in white lettering. The Belleville East Lancers are the home team. They're in their white uniforms with their blue numbers on the backs and the fronts and the word East written across the fronts of their jerseys. And we're ready for the tip-off in the second quarterfinal of the day. And it is won by Lincoln. And we are underway with Dylan Singleton bringing the ball up for the Railers. He'll dump it off. Whoa, I don't even know what that was. Was that a shot or a pass?
I think they tried to run a lob play, and it didn't really work.
No, it did not. And East comes away with the ball, and then a loose ball. And, man, tell you what, Jordan Pickett just got a hand right across the face, and there was no call. And coming in for the shot and not making it was Eric Wade. And the Railers end up with the rebound, 30 seconds in, and back to action we go. Here is Froby. Throws it over into the corner, and now back out front here for Ewald. Ewald, and around the horn will go. Lincoln will do that all day long if you let them. Three-point shot coming, and that misses the mark from Whiteman, and the rebound belongs to the Lancers. We're almost 1 minute in, no score as of yet. Belleville East brings the ball up. There is Ethan Brown, and he's trying to find underneath the basket Eric Wade. Wade turns around, takes the shot, can't get it to fall, and a three-point try from the top of the key. No good for Braxton Stacker. Rebound belongs to Lincoln. Lots of action and lots of moving around, but no score as of yet.
We will, seems like he's kind of speeding Lincoln up just a little bit. And backdoor play.
And off the top of the glass. That one wasn't even close either. And a whistle on the play, our first whistle of this game.
Go out of bounds, and we'll go to the Lancers. Lincoln, of course, in their trademark 1-2-2 zone.
Lancers breaking the pressure, put on in the backcourt, and here is Pickett. He bounces the ball in and gets it right back from Stevenson. Now over to this way for Brown. Brown dribbles his way to the top of the key, and then at the free throw line finds Wade. Wade bounces the ball into Stevenson, turnaround jump shot. That's off the mark and flies over the rim and falls right down into the hands of Caden Froby. Froby brings the ball up court. Fires a pass out to Singleton, and all the way around into the other corner it goes, and then back the other direction. Froby drives, top of the key for Ewald. Back over into the corner for Singleton. Make that Whiteman. Now Singleton with the ball. He'll dribble and drive and then dump it off to Ewald, who in turn dumps it off, and then back over to Froby it goes. Lincoln is very patient, and they will kill you with their patience.
Yes, they will.
Froby. Ewald. Corner. Back out front. Ewald. Singleton. Whiteman. Whiteman. Bluff going in on that baseline. Now to Froby. Froby at the free throw line. Picks it up and fires it back outside. Now into the corner for Ewald. We are 2.5 minutes in and looking for our first score, and instead we'll have our first foul. This one is going to go against Braxton Stacker. Stacker will pick up his first. Stacker had 3 fouls in yesterday's game, so he was pretty well disciplined. Here is Froby, dumps it off into the corner, and then around the horn we'll go once again. Over on the far side, a 3-point shot. That one is nothing but net from Froby. And that's our first score almost 3 minutes in.
Froby kind of had an off game yesterday. Just went 3 of 10 from the field and 1 of 6 from 3.
Ethan Brown with the ball on the far side. You know, yesterday Pickett was the only one wearing a headband. It was easy for me to pick him apart. Now I got 3 of them out there wearing those white headbands. Back over on the far side for Brown. Brown, deliberate dribble at the end of the scorer's table with 3:35 left to play here in this first quarter. Over to Stacker. Stacker in front of the Lincoln bench. Back over to Wade. This way into the corner for Pickett. Pickett travels.
Lincoln defense sort of kind of giving the Lancers fits a little bit. Just sort of, they've got Eric Wade sort of parked in the high post, and they're looking to get him the ball, but Lincoln have sort of collapsed that zone a little bit. They're having Singleton sort of dropping down to guard him, and done a pretty good job so far.
Lincoln Railers with the 3-point lead and the ball. Froby kicks it back outside for Hullinger. Now back over to Singleton, top of the key for Froby. That's Cameron Whiteman. Into the corner once again, Landon Hullinger. He'll dribble, he'll drive, he'll kick it out, and another 3-point shot from Froby. That hits the mark too. Yeah, back-to-back threes from Froby.
There's the Caden Froby that we saw last year. I remember in the third place game against Rockford East, I believe he had over 30 points in a game that was a lot of fun to watch.
Braxton Stacker gets the ball to Ethan Brown, who gives to Pickett, and back to Brown it goes. Over to Stacker. Works it up inside, but
another Belleville East turnover.
Off of Eric Wade and to the Lincoln Railers, and the Railers waste no time. Here is a little floater, and all of the points on the board right now for Lincoln belong to Caden Froby. We have our first timeout. Jeff Creek wants to talk things over, and we will step aside for just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. College Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, College Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. College Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collegejennings.com.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 8-0 in favor of Lincoln. And Belleville East trying to penetrate the offensive zone and looking for their first points here in this contest. A bounce pass over to Stacker in front of the Lincoln bench. And the Lancers slow things down. Over on the far side for Pickett. Back out front for Stacker. Stacker over this way for Ethan Brown. Brown trying to, that was a nice pass. He split the defense with a bounce pass and off the glass, good for two. Eric Wade gets the Lancers on the board for the first time here in this contest. 2:35 left to play in a very fast-moving first quarter. Over to Froby. Froby, spin move on the wing. Backdoor pass, and finishing up at the other end was Dylan Singleton, and somebody besides Froby scores some points for the Lincoln Railers.
Yeah, that's something that Lincoln will do all day. They're on sort of that backdoor concept. It's a bread and butter of their offense. They'll run it all day if you let them.
Will Ewald will pick up his team's first foul. Now each team with one. 2:14 left to play here in this first quarter, and our first substitution for Belleville East as Bryson Ivy comes in. Out to Pickett. Pickett to Stacker. Stacker works his way over to the left wing and motions for Ivy to come toward him. Ivy backs his way into the corner as Stacker brings it over to Pickett, who takes it over to Brown. Brown dribbles, three-point try, and that one's good. So Belleville East back into this thing real quick as they take a 8-0 deficit and make it a 10-5 lead for the Lincoln Railers now.
Yeah, that's the way that you have to beat this Lincoln zone. You either have to shoot over top of it or get dribble penetration.
Stacker with a block on a Froby shot. Stacker comes away with it. Works his way to the free throw line, gives it up. Pickett for three, no, and then it hits the guide bar. That supports the basket, and that's a turnover for Belleville East. Comes with 1:25 left to play in this first quarter.
ZJ Hamilton will come into the game for the Lancers. He will replace Pickett.
ZJ Hamilton will play some defense first as Dylan Singleton brings the ball up for Lincoln. Shoves it into the corner for Froby. Now back out to Singleton, and around the perimeter we go. Starts in the corner, comes out to the top of the key, and then ends up in the other corner. That is Ewald. Over to Singleton. Singleton back to Ewald. Into the corner it goes. Three-point shot skips across the rim. Rebound belongs to Stacker.
Ivy kind of fell down, sort of slid a little bit. Floor here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium has been a little slippery. I think I've seen a couple of players fall over the past, 9 and a bit games so far.
Lancers trail by 5, and there's 30 seconds left in this first quarter, and a steal by Lincoln, and a behind-the-back dribble by Froby makes everyone go ooh and ah.
Yeah, Froby mentioned this yesterday, going to Missouri S&T, so,
Is that science and technology?
Yes, I believe so. Out in Rolla, Missouri, D2 school.
And another turnover by the Lancers with a second left. Froby can't get a shot off as he comes from behind. Bryson Ivy does and almost steals that one. So we will head to the second quarter with a 12-5 lead by the Lincoln Railers, and we're back in just a moment on the Kahoks Sports Network.
As Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Back at Collinsville High School, inside the gymnasium known as Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. 1 quarter in the books here in this second quarterfinal, and the Lincoln Railers enjoy a 12-5 lead. Heading into the second, Lancers get the ball first, and the inbound pass comes into Ethan Brown. Brown fires it over to Stacker. Stacker in front of the Lincoln bench, gets it back to Brown. Now over this way for Ivy. Ivy almost got fouled by Froby. Froby went in to smack that ball. Looked like he got a little bit of arm, but no call. Ivy back over to Brown. Brown dribbles into the perimeter and kicks it back out for Stacker for 3, and that one hits nothing but net.
Yeah, that's, not terrible defense, just sort of sagged off of Stacker a little bit too much, and he'll take that shot if you let him.
And now the Railers with the ball. Here is Froby. Froby will bounce it into the corner, and into the game is Seth Tungate for the first time, and that's a missed basket, and the rebound belongs to Ethan Brown. Brown, a bounce pass out front now for Hamilton. Hamilton over to Stacker, and Stacker into the corner. And back around the other way we go. Hamilton back to Stacker. Stacker hands the ball off to Ivy. Ivy lets go a three-point shot. That one's no good, and then the rebound will be a foul by the Lancers and Eric Wade. Eric Wade yesterday set the new mark for rebounds in a game at this tournament with 22. And he only committed 2 fouls yesterday in that game and picked up his first already here in this one.
Zion Thomas coming into the game for the Lancers.
Here's Froby over to Ewald. A bounce pass to Whiteman. Back into the corner it goes. Oh, a big three-point shot there for Landon Hullinger. Right now, Lincoln feasting off of the three-point shot.
Well, that is their way. They shot 26 three-pointers yesterday.
Made 16 of them, so still not a bad percentage. There's a shot again by Belleville East. They can't buy a bucket right now. Rebound, that belongs to Hullinger, and right now Lincoln with the fast break brings it up quickly to Froby. Top of the key, now over to Tungate. Back the other direction we go. Ewald into the corner for Tungate. And out to Froby on the right wing. Froby onto the left wing for Ewald. 6 minutes to play, and there's a steal. And nicely done by Ivy on the anticipated pass, and comes in and turns that turnover into 2 points.
Yeah, that's Eastern athletic enough team to where Lincoln can't get too lazy with their passes. Lancers are going to look to capitalize.
There's Froby, top of the key. Oh, what a nice bounce pass behind the back of Bryson Ivy.
As I said before, backdoor play. Lincoln are going to run it all day if the Lancers are willing or will let them do so.
Whiteman finished that nice play up at the end. And now the Lancers bring it back up, and here is Zion Thomas. Thomas. Over this way now for Hamilton. Hamilton had the ball knocked out of his hands by Froby. Second time Froby's almost got a steal and maybe almost even a foul. Brandon Stacker comes in and puts on some good moves. No good, and the rebound will count on the Eric Wade basket, and Wade will head to the free throw line.
Foul will be on Tungate, I believe.
It is.
As Singleton will come in for Ewald.
Ryan Stevenson checks into the game once again for the Lancers, and back to the bench will go Z.J. Hamilton. To the free throw line, Eric Wade. He went 2 of 3 in yesterday's win, and he will hit the first one, and the only one, the extra one. 17-13. Back to a 4-point game. That's what it was after 1 quarter of play. Lincoln, they bring the ball up. Tungate out to Froby, and into the corner it goes for Hullinger. Back to Tungate. Froby. You just like the way that the machine of the Lincoln Rail Splitters moves. You can see all the parts moving around, and they're all interchangeable, and they just move the ball very well.
Yes.
Here is Tungate. Drive, basket, not good by Whiteman, and the rebound belongs to the Lancers, and Thomas brings it up. 4:20 left to play here in quarter number 2. 17-13, Lincoln with the lead over Belleville East. Thomas bounces it over to Ivy. Ivy tries to drive baseline, and we're going to have a blocking foul coming up against Cameron Whiteman. Whiteman will pick up his first, his team's third. As Ethan Brown checks back into the game, he'll take the place of Zion Thomas. Inbound pass all the way into the corner for Ivy. He dribbles and drives, takes the shot, but it goes over the rim, and then on the ground with the ball was Ethan Brown, and they're going to call that a jump ball.
Lincoln bench asking for a travel.
Yeah, I'm sure the East bench is asking for a foul.
Probably.
Jordan Pickett checks back into the game for Belleville East. He will spell Bryson Ivy. 4:09 left to play here in quarterfinal number 2 of the day. Quarterfinal number 1 won by Mundelein over O'Fallon, so one team in the semis already. One of these two teams will play in the semis against Mundelein a little bit later today.
The other one will play in the 5th/7th place semifinals against O'Fallon at 5 o'clock.
Here's Singleton to Froby, back to Singleton. Kicks it outside and into the corner it goes for Ewald, and we'll do it all over again, and we'll end up into the other corner for Singleton. Spin move in the perimeter, kicks it back out to Tungate, to Ewald, to Froby, and the only one not in on that action was Hullinger.
Well,
back out front now for Singleton.
These sort of extended possessions that for Lincoln, it's usually, usually it's kind of a surprise if all 5 players don't touch the ball.
No basket on that trip. That's why these games are so quick when Lincoln is involved. You know that game with Triad yesterday only took 1 hour and 3 minutes to play?
Yeah.
Stacker gets his team to within 2. 3 minutes to play here in this first half. Here is Froby. He'll hand the ball off to Hullinger, and into the corner it goes. Back out to Froby, to Ewald, and a drive by Singleton, and he almost fell out of bounds. And a three-pointer from Froby. That one's a little too long, and then the rebound, after a couple of tips, belongs to Brown for Belleville East. Off of the foot of Froby, and out of bounds.
And Whiteman will come in to replace Tungate.
Cameron Whiteman back into the game, and the inbound pass comes from Pickett into the backcourt to Brown. 2-point lead for Lincoln. 2.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Over to Braxton Stacker. Back out front for Brown. Over to this side for Pickett. Oh, yeah. Nope, they're going to wave it off, and they're going to call a foul against Ryan Stevenson. What?
First personal.
All right.
So
Each team with 3. Tell you what, that was going to be 2 points for Belleville East as well. That was going to tie it up.
They were trying to run a lob play for Stacker, but Stevenson did not set a legal screen, and so turnover.
There is Dylan Singleton. Gets the ball over onto the wing, and now Froby with it. Kicks it out to Ewald for 3. That one skips across the rim, too long. And the rebound hauled in by Jordan Pickett. So another chance for the Lancers to tie it up or maybe take the lead. 1:45 left to play here in this first half. And here is Brown. He'll line up a three-pointer, and he'll miss it. Rebound. Yeah, nice play. Coming out of bounds with it. And Pickett banked it off the Lincoln player while both of them were heading out of bounds. And the Lancers with another chance to possibly tie this game.
Or even take the lead.
Well, 1:37 left here in this first half. Here's a three-point try again for Stacker. That misses the mark, and the rebound hauled down by Singleton. Quickly he gets it up to Froby, and Froby's spin move into the perimeter backfires. turns into a turnover, and the Lancers once again with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Yeah, this increase in pace is not to Lincoln's advantage, I would think.
Here's
Of at least a
Stacker.
more athletic team.
Stacker drives baseline but steps out of bounds.
Offensive foul. That's his second.
Yeah, I can't see all the way down there. All I know is the referee pointed that way, and I figured it was a step out of bounds. My bad.
You're good.
Ivy comes back in for the Lancers, while Dylan Singleton brings the ball up for the Railers. Over to Ewald, into Hullinger. Hullinger in front of the East bench, picks up his dribble, and now he's bothered over there by Eric Wade, and a timeout. Nope.
Timeout.
Timeout called by Neil Alexander and his Lincoln team. We will step aside, just a 30-second timeout, so we'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the Kahoks Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, under a minute to go here in this first half. Lincoln with the 2-point lead and the ball, and now we're going to have a foul, and this one once again is going to go against Ryan Stevenson. You know, Jeff Creek not very happy about that.
No.
2 fouls on Stevenson in a row, and one of them cost his team 2 points. Inbound pass will come in from Cameron Whiteman. Whiteman gets it into Singleton. Singleton partially double-teamed over there and puts himself into the corner and throws it out to the top of the key for Ewald, and Ewald gets it right back, and now to Froby. 40 seconds to play in this first half.
Yeah, he's sort of ticking up the intensity a little bit, sort of giving Lincoln a little bit of trouble.
3-point shot from the corner, misses the mark. Rebound for Lincoln and Singleton. Singleton drives in and kicks it into the corner for Hullinger. Back out to the top of the key for Froby. Over onto the right wing for Ewald. 20 seconds left in the first half. Whiteman with the ball back at midcourt. 10 seconds. Gives it up now for Singleton. Singleton to Froby. Back to Singleton with 5 seconds left. A poke check, and that ball is going to end up going out of bounds, and Lincoln's going to have 2.7 seconds to move the ball back into the offensive zone and see if they can score some points. Inbound pass will come in from Whiteman to Froby. Froby drives and puts up a shot at the buzzer. That's too long. And that is the way the first half comes to a close with a 17-15 2-point advantage for the Lincoln Railers. And we'll step aside and come back here in a little bit and bring you the first half stats of this game. We'll do that in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business, whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions. The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHOKSports.com and the KHOK Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the KHOK Sports Network and KHOKSports.com. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, halftime of the second quarterfinal game between Lincoln and Belleville East. 2-point lead for the Lincoln Railers. And here's a look at your first half stats. Caden Froby leading all players with 10 points in this one. No one else even close to double digits, as the rest of his teammates look like this. Landing Hullinger with 3, 2 points each for Dylan Singleton and Cameron Whiteman. On the Belleville East side, 5 points apiece for Braxton Stacker and Eric Wade. Then 3 points for Ethan Brown and 2 off of the bench for Bryson Ivy. From the lines, Lincoln is 3 of 9 from beyond the 3-point stripe, while Belleville East has hit 2 of 7. Not one Lincoln Rail Splitter made it to the free throw line in that first half, and Belleville East only had one player go for 2 shots. That was Eric Wade. He went 1 for 1, so the Lancers are 1 for 1. Rebounds, Belleville East winning that battle 14-8. And the turnovers, Belleville East has 6 and Lincoln has 4. Lincoln has turned those 6 turnovers by Belleville East into 7 points, while the Lancers have only been able to capitalize on 2 points of the 4 turnovers for Lincoln. And that's the way that the first half looks. Lincoln outscoring Belleville East 12-5 in the first quarter, but Belleville East turned the tables and outscored Lincoln 10-5 in the second quarter, and that's why we have a close game, 17-15. Lincoln up by 2 points, and that is a look at your halftime stats. We will take a break, come back with second half action, and that'll come your way in just a moment on the KHOK Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats. First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
And here we are back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Now we're home away from home for the foreseeable future. Well, except for tomorrow. Got a little bit of time off tomorrow, and then we're back at it on championship day on Monday.
And sure, you and I mean,
we'll be sleeping past noon tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it. Got the Grand Boys coming into town. We get to do Christmas all over again tomorrow.
Do I have anything to do tomorrow?
I don't know. We're
I
underway.
don't know. I'm thinking out loud.
We're
At
underway.
any rate.
Underway here in quarter number 3. We switch ends on the floor, and here is Stacker, who takes the shot immediately off of the first inbound from Belleville East, but nothing doing. Rebound belongs to Lincoln, and the Railers bring the ball up for their first possession here in the second half. Top of the key, Ewald, and that hits the guide of the backboard once again. It's the second time in this game that's happened. Just underway, quarter number 3, 25 seconds in. Lancers bring the ball up, and Stevenson gets it over on the far side and across the line to Pickett, and backwards it goes to Ethan Brown. Brown moves it to the top of the key. Stacker on the left wing, back over to Brown. Back to Stacker in front of his bench, into the corner. 3-point shot, that's too short. And the rebound right down into the hands of Dylan Singleton. Singleton and the Railers bring it up. And out front it goes. Back to Whiteman. And around the horn, and Hullinger here in the corner. Hullinger brings it around. A little pass over to Whiteman, and over here to Froby, and around to go to Singleton, and they'll hand it off to Ewald, who will try a 3 and hit it. Someone has finally hit 20 points.
Yeah.
Well, there's a turnover, and to Ewald, and he'll turn it right back over himself as Ethan Brown brings the ball up over onto the right wing. Free throw line, into the paint, takes the shot, nothing called, and a rebound comes out to Pickett, who got his pocket picked by Froby, who gives to Ewald up for 2. And a bonus shot coming up after that. Stacker picks up his 3rd. And to the free throw line will be Will Ewald. He did not go to the free throw line in the first half. No one from Lincoln did. Yesterday, Ewald went 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. Ewald trying to tack on an extra point, and he does. Took a minute to fall, but it went in. 23-15. Railers with the lead. Well, that was almost a turnover as well. There's Brown, gets across the line, throws a pass up to Pickett. And, no, excuse me, that's not Pickett. That is Bryson Ivy. And I only saw the 5, and I thought for a second, I'm like, why did Pickett get rid of his headband?
And we've got a foul on Hollinger. That's his first.
Each team now with 1. To the free throw line, Bryson Ivy, who did not go to the charity stripe in the first half and went 2 for 5 from there yesterday. Girls basketball team is here. They're getting ready to head across the river to take on Ladue at 3 o'clock in the
MICDS tournament.
Yes. I was trying to put the letters together, and I was almost going to call it the MI. Or MC. MC Hammer. No, just kidding. 2 minutes gone here in quarter number 3. Don't pay attention to me. 23-17 in favor of Lincoln, and the Railers with the ball into the corner for Ewald, and once again they'll be patient and take it around the horn. Froby from the free throw line takes the shot, can't get it to fall in though. Nothing but white jerseys there for the rebound, and bringing the ball back up is Ethan Brown. Brown trying to get across the timeline, finally does, picks up his dribble and hands the ball off to Stevenson, and then Brown gets it right back. 23-17, Lincoln with the lead. Brown will fire it over to Pickett. Pickett into the corner for Ivy. Back out to Pickett. Froby tried to play soccer and kick that ball away. There's Brown. And around Bigot. Pickett for 3. Yes!
Deficit is back down to 3. Belleville are hanging around in this game. I'll
yes,
give
they
them
are.
Credit.
23-20 contest. Last game was a 4-point affair, won by Mundelein. This one right now 3, and then Hullinger makes it 5.
He has 5 points.
Here's Brown. Across the line, all the way down into the corner it goes to Eric Wade, and Wade gets
jump ball
called, as clamping onto that was Cameron Whiteman. And the possession arrow favors Lincoln, so a turnover for the Lancers, a turnover they did not ask for and did not want. Bringing the ball up, Dylan Singleton. Singleton works it up across the timeline, and a shovel pass over to Whiteman, back to Froby. Froby gives it to Ewald. Ewald outside, 3-point shot on the way. That one's a little too short from Cameron Whiteman.
Jeez. Whiteman's kind of had an off night tonight. I mean, I remember yesterday he hit one from like the volleyball line almost, and today he just seems can't make anything.
Lancers will slow it down a bit. Halfway through quarter number 3, 5-point game. Lincoln with a 25-20 lead. And here is Ivy. Ivy double dribble. Turnovers. Belleville East had 6 of those in the first. They've already got 3 here in this third quarter.
How many did Lincoln have?
Lincoln had 4.
4.
Yep, and Belleville East only scored 2 points off of those 4 turnovers.
Yeah, that's 4 turnovers is probably about 2 or, well, probably about 3 more than Coach Alexander would want. Lincoln, a team, due to the way they play, that turnovers are a death sentence.
Roby drives the baseline and gets the fingertip roll. 7-point advantage once again for Lincoln. That's how much they led after 1 quarter of play. And now a battle. Oh, man. Twisted up over there was Bryson Ivy, and now
Coach Al screaming for a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to call it a jump ball, but I think the referee over here is going to say he heard the coach call a timeout before the jump ball. They're discussing it right now.
Well, all 3 of them will.
Yep.
And
well, they're going to call it a jump ball.
ooh. Coach Al not happy. Lincoln fans not happy.
Figures they would bring in a player that didn't play in yesterday's game, right?
33.
Alan Mason
All right.
for Belleville East. Kind of figured that was going to happen sooner or later. We get these printout sheets, and I just paste them together. Yesterday's winner, Lincoln. Yesterday's winner, Belleville East. I paste the 2 sheets together and give myself 1 paper to look at, and it has all the players who played in yesterday's games, but not the ones who didn't play. So you have to revert to the old program to get a roster, hoping that they're right.
Well,
in Belleville East's case, they are, but in some other cases, they're not. We still don't know who number 32 is for the Springfield Southeast team.
he is John Doe until we hear otherwise.
That's right. Well, they got a game coming up here right after the Collinsville game. Here is Froby driving baseline again, and that one gets shoved out of bounds by Bryson Ivy.
As Stacker will come in for Pickett.
2:38 left to play here in this third quarter. 27-20 in favor of Lincoln. And get that out of here. There is Ewald with the 3, though. That one bounces off the rim, and there's nothing but white jerseys there for the rebound once again. Stacker comes away with it, sends it up to Alan Mason, and Mason travels. Sometimes that happens when a guy comes in who didn't play in a while. He'll get a little frustrated and flustered and not know what to do, and that causes him to move his feet. Inbound pass comes into Dylan Singleton. Singleton drives, and he is fouled. Don't know who they're going to call that one against. There were 2 Lancers players there.
Mason or Ivy.
They're going to call it against Mason. So Mason comes in off the bench. Didn't play in yesterday's game. Comes into this game and commits a travel and a foul. That won't bode very well with Coach Creek.
No.
At the free throw line, it is Dylan Singleton. And again, in the first half, no one made it to the free throw line. And Singleton yesterday went 2 of 2, and now he is 3 of 3 in this tournament from the charity stripe.
And we will see somebody come in for Singleton after, I would assume that's Tungate.
Looks like it. I see a 0. Everybody else still wearing their warm-up jerseys except for him. He was already into the game. And Singleton makes both of them. It makes it a 29-20 game, and Tungate does come in. He'll take the place of Dylan Singleton. Here's Brown. Back over this way for Mason. Bounce pass across the way for Ivy. Back to Mason. Slings it over on the far side for Brown, over in front of his bench on the left wing. And Brown, oh, nice behind the back dribble. He cuts through the lane, but I think he traveled, but there's going to be a foul called before that anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get Tungate on kind of a hook with the arm. That's his second.
Seth Tungate picks up number 2, his team's second as well. Each team now has 2 fouls. Braxton Stacker for the Lancers. Back out in the slot. Hands the ball off to Brown. 1:45 left to play here in this third quarter. Stacker One bounce on the dribble and gives it up to Ivy. Back to Stacker and back to Brown. Brown on the left wing. Back to Stacker at the top of the key. He penetrates the zone. Spin move in the lane. Dumps it off underneath. Trying to find Mason, but the ball is loose. Picked up by Ivy and...
offensive foul.
Yep. This one looks like it might go against Ivy.
And you'll see Singleton come back in.
Bryson Ivy picks up his first personal foul.
Score update from over in the auxiliary gym while we have a second.
Yeah, by the way, there's no printer over there. Apparently their printer in the auxiliary gym broke down, so we're not getting any paper updates.
We will go ahead and take a look at the box scores when we get a chance, but last I saw, with a couple minutes to go in the second, MacArthur were up 34-31 on Triad.
Here is Whiteman out front for Ewald over to Singleton. Singleton didn't stay out very long. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Singleton with the ball all the way back at midcourt. He dribbles and moves forward, then backs back up. Trying to holler out directions and place people where he wants them to be. And he picks up his dribble, double team, gets out of it with a pass to Ewald. Over on the far side for Hullinger and back out to Ewald. Ewald hands the ball off to Froby. Froby hands the ball off in turn to Singleton, back to Ewald. 30 seconds left in this third quarter. 9-point lead for Lincoln. They want to add to it before heading to the fourth quarter, but they're going to have to wait. That's a steal by Brown, and he comes in with the nice little layup. And it's been a while since East had scored some points. That is only their 5th point here in this third quarter.
Wow, that's sort of the Lincoln have been playing some pretty solid defense, and with their patient offense, that
5
sort of
seconds.
sense.
Ewald for 3.
Oh.
No, tips off. 1 second left, and at the buzzer, he hits the bottom of the scoreboard that hangs over the center of the court.
He traveled first, but
it doesn't matter. It wasn't gonna make it anyway. That's the end of quarter number 3. We head to the fourth quarter, a 7-point lead for the Lincoln Railers, and we will be back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald. Lincoln will get the ball to begin the fourth quarter of the second quarterfinal game of the day. And the Railers have a 7-point lead. Coming up next, Collinsville, the home team, getting ready to take on Decatur Eisenhower. Well, we have at least one more quarter to go to get through before we get to that game. Here is a 3-point try by Froby. That one misses the mark, and Lincoln has gone cold on their 3-point shots here in the second half.
Well, I guess sort of the Lincoln philosophy in this sort of situation is to, especially with them being up, I think they're going to sort of take their time and, take those open shots, and you would think that eventually those would start falling.
3-point shot misses, but Bryson Ivy is there, and he puts it back in, and he'll go for a traditional 3-point play.
Foul will be called on Whiteman. That's his second.
And his first one came back in the first half, so that's a pretty good average, 1 foul per half. And Bryson takes advantage as Ivy sinks that one to make it a 4-point game once again. 7:15 to play. We're just 45 seconds into this fourth quarter. And the Railers are up by 4, and they have possession of the ball. Over onto the far side, that is Whiteman back over this way now for Singleton. Singleton just collected a pass from Hollinger, and they were about 4 feet apart, and Hollinger zipped that one to him. Here's Froby, and he tried to find Hollinger, but almost threw it behind him, and a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Lancers.
I think Lincoln wanted a foul on the East player. Lincoln fans are going to kind of give the refs a little bit of an earful about it, but nevertheless, it will be Lancer basketball.
All right, here we go once again, heading back the other way. Here's Brown. And underneath the basket, left all alone, was Eric Wade, but he couldn't finish as he gets his feet tangled up with Hollinger and goes down.
No call.
Lincoln gets the ball, and here is Ewald. Over to Froby. Hands off to Ewald again. Ewald over to Whiteman. And in front of his own bench, Will Ewald with it. Gives it to Froby. Back out toward the midcourt stripe to Hollinger. Inside the corner now for Froby. Back out to Ewald. Lincoln. Patience, patience, and more patience. Top of the key, three-point shot. That's short for Whiteman.
He can't make anything tonight. Real rough game for Whiteman.
Belleville East smelling some blood in the water. Only down by 4. Lancers get the ball back, and here is Brown back at midcourt. A timeout called. This one going to be a full timeout called by Jeff Creek and his Belleville East Lancers. So we will step aside for that long as well, and we are back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Everybody was kung fu fighting. One of those one-hit wonders from the 70s. Back to action. Had to lip sync there for a little bit, but I kept it silent. Trying to save my voice for basketball. There's a push from behind that's going to be called against Dylan Singleton. That'll be the Railers' 4th team foul, and for Singleton, that'll be his 1st. They are very patient, and they are very disciplined, this Lincoln team is. Only committed 3 fouls in that first half.
Only 4. Honestly, didn't they have, I think they've had more. How many do they have against Triad? Like 5?
They had 6.
Well, they have.
Now we're going to have a foul against East. This one's going to go against Stacker or Brown, one of the two. They were down there. And Stacker.
That's his 4th.
Yes, it is.
That's a pretty big foul. Stacker has 5 points. He was, the big offensive contributor for Belleville East yesterday, and so sort of, for him to have 4 fouls, a bit dangerous for Coach Creek.
Hollinger gets the low post shot off the glass, and he will head to the line for a possible bonus to tack on to that 2 points.
Foul is on Wade. That's his 2nd.
Stacker will come out of the game with his 4 fouls, and back in will be Zion Thomas. At the free throw line, it is Landon Hollinger. And again, he did not have a free throw in the first half because no one wearing the red uniforms did, but Hollinger makes the best of this one, and now he is 1 for 2 in the tournament from the free throw line, or 2 for 3. Make that 2 for 2. I'll get my math right here in a minute. Remember, I'm on about 5 hours of sleep. We'll be slap happy here later tonight.
Yeah,
you should join us just for that and the entertainment value.
Yeah, 9:30 game, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Here's Brown. Well, that's a lot of Chick-fil-A sandwiches there, man.
Yes, it is.
A little stack. I have to use a roller to bring them in. Into the corner it goes. Pickett for three. Skips across the rim. And the Lancers' Zion Thomas is there with the rebound. Another three-point try from the top of the key for Brown. That one misses the mark. And then the ball is thrown in, but already out of bounds was Landon Hullinger. And the Lancers will get to keep the ball as they will inbound from underneath of their own basket. Offset to the right. Pickett set to inbound. All the way out front to Stacker, who didn't stay on the bench very long with his 4 fouls. Too much at stake here. And the ball rips out of his hands, and it's loose, but it's picked up by Eric Wade and then thrown right into the hands of Froby, who leads Ewald, who will take it to the hoop for an easy 2.
Yeah, and that's the power of the Lincoln defense. They'll sit back there, but they're always looking, sort of like a pack of wolves, always looking for the steal.
Stacker is double teamed in front of the scorer's bench, and Jeff Creek will take that opportunity to call a timeout. We will take a timeout as well, and we are back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Well, are you looking to support some local charities? You can check out the Prairie Farms Our Caps Your Cause program. Over $185,000 has already been donated to local charities. Save your gallon or half-gallon milk caps and give to what moves you. Learn more by visiting prairiefarms.com/ourcaps, your cause. Back to action here at the 36th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament. I'm Todd Duke, Zach Roseman on the other microphone, and East trailing 34-25. Will look to dent that score a little bit. That one goes out of bounds, put there by Lincoln, so Lancers will inbound.
See, seems like the ball's been in the possession of East for a while, but haven't been able to get any scoring out of it.
Well, that's true. They've only scored 10 points since halftime. Well, until now it's 12. (34-27). 7-point lead belongs to Lincoln. Froby throws it across the way for Ewald, and then back out front it goes to Whiteman. Ewald and Whiteman play catch. Now Froby gets in on the fun. We'll dribble once, give it to Singleton. Singleton back to Ewald. Across the way for Froby. Back out to the midcourt stripe now for Whiteman. Froby, Ewald, bounce pass. Singleton at the free throw line, gives to Froby in front of his bench. 2.5 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. And now Jeff Creek says, okay, attack. They give it to Hullinger, who gives to Ewald, who is going to be timeout for Coach Alexander this time. So another quick timeout called, and we will join the quick timeout fray, and we'll come back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock Team.
Todd Duke is my name. What's yours?
Zach Roseman.
Yeah. We're glad that you're with us here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Game number 2 is another tight match, just like game number 1 was of this day. Quarterfinal day, and we'll transition into semifinal day a little bit later on. 34-27, 7-point lead for Lincoln, and a foul coming up against Bryson Ivy.
And so Lincoln will shoot some free throws.
They will. His second.
Oh, wait. One more.
6th team foul, yep. One more to go before we are into the bonus. And 2:17 left to play as Braxton Stacker goes to the bench for a spell. Inbound pass will come in from Whiteman, and he finds Froby. Froby down at the baseline, gets double teamed, throws it up for grabs, and it comes all the way out to Hullinger. And now Whiteman with it. Ewald, Hullinger, drives baseline, good move. That's the patience paying off.
Of course.
36-27. Lincoln with the lead, under 2 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Here is Brown. He'll launch a 3, and that one falls a little short. Rebound underneath, put back up and in by Eric Wade. And another 7-point lead for Lincoln, and they bring the ball up, do the Railers. Over to Ewald on the left wing. Ewald loses control of the ball, picked up by Pickett. He drives across the timeline, shoves it over into the corner, bluffed the 3, and Brown takes it out to Pickett, who will hit the three-pointer, and just like that, Belleville East has gotten back to within 4 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to play here in this fourth quarter. Another timeout on the floor, and we will step aside as well. We're back in just a minute here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their 3rd year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Do we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahoks Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 36-32, and Bryson Ivy gets called for another foul. That's his 3rd and the team's 7th, so now Lincoln will be shooting free throws from here on out, which only is 1 minute and 4 seconds until the end of the fourth quarter, but it's a 4-point game. And to the free throw line, Cameron Whiteman. Whiteman hits it.
And kind of an off shooting night for Cameron so far today, but he's definitely got the potential. He was something we discussed earlier. He was hitting long three-pointers in their game against Triad yesterday.
Well, he picks up an important 2 free throws here. And with 1 minute to go, the Lancers trail by 6. Here is Brown. Brown dribbles into the perimeter and has that one knocked away, and then
blocked by Whiteman, I think.
A foul coming up, and Cameron Whiteman carries the ball all the way down to the free throw line. That one is going to go against Ethan Brown. That's his first, team 8th. 49.8 seconds left to play here in quarter number 4. Collinsville and Decatur Eisenhower waiting in the wings after this one ends. Scheduled for a noon tip-off. That will not happen. There is Whiteman, and he hits another one.
Yeah,
Well, he's like, I might miss my three-pointers right now, but I'm hitting everything from the free throw line.
Yep, and that's, well, I mean,
It's important too.
yeah, maybe that'll give him a little bit of confidence, and
It's all four.
for their game against Mundelein. Well, presumably.
If it holds true, that game will be at 6:30 tonight. Here is a foul, and you know that's the last thing that Lincoln wanted to do was foul right now. That'll send Braxton Stacker to the line.
Fouls on Ewald.
It'll be his second. Only the team's fifth, but that was a shooting foul, so Braxton Stacker, who did not go to the free throw line in the first half, can't get it to fall in. Stacker in yesterday's game was 8 for 10 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and Lincoln has done a pretty good job in terms of holding him. He had, like 22 points yesterday, and with that made free throw, I think he only had 6 for today.
7-point game, 39.7 seconds to go, and then Bryson Ivy gets called for a foul, and in frustration, he shoved Froby again. He's lucky to get called for a technical.
That would have been his 5th if they had decided to call that technical. And
why am I not hearing you very well?
That better?
There you go, much.
Yeah. Now we're waiting.
Froby at the free throw line for the first time today, and he gets the friendly roll.
Lead is 8. Froby with 13 and now 14 points.
That's 6 straight free throws made by Lincoln here in the waning moments. 35 seconds left to play in this fourth quarter. Brown with the ball, and a big three-point shot misses the mark off of the hands of Ivy. Rebound belongs to Wade. He'll put it back up and in. And once again, it's a 7-point game. 20 seconds left to play. Froby is going to get fouled in the corner. I think he got poked in the face. That one's going to go against, I believe, Ethan Brown. And that'll be his second. Team 10th, so now everybody's shooting 2 for the remainder of this one. And Froby will be up and try to continue the current streak. We're at 6 for 6. He and Whiteman have hit the last 6 free throws.
So that's something I think Coach Alexander preaches, and it's something that unfortunately goes by the wayside and for some teams is free throw shooting. Times it can be the difference between a win and a loss. It may not have been entirely the difference, but it's certainly making the margin bigger than it would be otherwise.
That is 8 free throws in a row made by Lincoln, and a 9-point lead for the Railers. Here is Brown. He'll take it to the hoop and can't get it to fall in. Froby is there with the rebound, and this game is over. 44-35 in favor of Lincoln as they move on to take on Mundelein tonight at 6:30. Now we are going to step aside for just a moment as we get ready for Collinsville versus Decatur Eisenhower, and that game will be coming up next here on the Kahoks Sports Network.